Hey there, and welcome back to Speak Power Daily. I'm Charlotte, and I am so glad you're here today. Seriously, out of everything you could be doing right now, you chose this. You chose to show up for yourself. And that already says a lot about you. So, take a breath, get comfortable. Maybe grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever makes you feel good. Because today's episode is one of those that I really wanted to make, not just as your English practice companion, but as someone who genuinely wants you to think about something important. Today, we're talking about building a life you actually enjoy. Not a life that looks good on the outside, not a life that makes other people nod and say, "Oh, wow, impressive." I mean a life that, when you wake up in the morning, doesn't make you want to hit snooze 17 times just to avoid it. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Here's something I find really interesting. A lot of people, and I mean a lot, spend more time planning their next vacation than they spend thinking about their actual life. We'll research hotels for 3 hours, compare flights, read every single review, but ask someone, "Hey, what do you really want your life to look like?" And suddenly they get very quiet. Why is that? Well, partly because it's a big question, and big questions can feel a little scary. But also, I think many of us were never really taught to ask it. We were taught to follow the steps: study, work, be responsible, be practical. And those things matter, of course they do. But somewhere in all that practicality, the question of enjoyment got quietly pushed to the back of the line. Like it was a luxury. Like wanting to enjoy your life was somehow selfish. And I want to gently challenge that idea today. Because here's what I believe, and stay with me on this. Enjoying your life is not a reward you get after everything is perfect. It's not something you earn once all the hard work is done. Enjoyment is something you build, piece by piece, decision by decision, habit by habit. And the beautiful thing? You don't have to burn everything down and start over. You don't need a dramatic change or a big life makeover. You just need to start paying attention to what lights you up, what drains you, and what you've been putting off because it didn't seem important enough. Oh, it's important enough, trust me. So today, we're going to explore this together. We'll talk about mindset, about small but powerful shifts, and about what it actually means, practically, honestly, to build a life that feels like yours. And I promise, we're going to have some fun along the way. All right, let's do this. Okay, so let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this one. How many times have you said or thought something like this? Someday I'll do that thing I love. Someday I'll have more time. Someday when things calm down, I'll finally start. If you're being honest with yourself, the answer is probably a lot. And don't worry, you're not alone. I've done it too. We all have. But here's the thing about someday. Someday is not a day of the week. You'll never find it on a calendar. There's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, someday. It doesn't exist. And yet, we give it so much power over our lives. We treat it like a safe place to put our dreams, like a drawer where we keep all the things we care about, telling ourselves, "I'll get to that later." But later has a funny habit of becoming never. And one day, a real day, not someday, we look back and realize the drawer is still full, and we never opened it. Okay, I know that sounds a little heavy, but stick with me, because this is actually the good part. The moment you recognize the someday trap, you have the power to step out of it. And that shift, that simple moment of awareness, is where everything starts to change. Now, I want to connect this to something you might relate to as an English learner, because I think it's a beautiful parallel. How many times have you thought, I'll practice my English more, someday, when I have a better level, when I feel more confident, when I'm ready? Sound familiar? But here's what actually happens when you wait to feel ready. You wait forever. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes because of action. You don't wait until you can swim perfectly to get in the water. You get in the water, and that's how you learn to swim. Building a life you enjoy works exactly the same way. You don't wait until conditions are perfect. You don't wait until you have more money, more time, more energy, more courage. You start with what you have, where you are, right now. And starting doesn't have to mean something huge. It really doesn't. Starting can look like a 10-minute walk doing something you love. It can look like signing up for that class you've been thinking about for 2 years. It can look like having an honest conversation with yourself about what you actually want, maybe for the first time in a long time. Small is not weak. Small is how everything big begins. So here's my little challenge for you. Just a thought to carry with you. Think of one thing you've been putting on the someday shelf, just one, and ask yourself, what would it look like to take one tiny step toward that today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because today is the only day that's actually guaranteed. And you deserve more than a life lived in the waiting room. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, Charlotte, this all sounds wonderful. But what if I don't even know what I enjoy anymore? And honestly, that might be the most important question in this whole episode. Because here's something nobody really talks about. Sometimes, after years of being busy, being responsible, taking care of everyone else, and doing what you're supposed to do, you lose touch with yourself. You forget what makes you feel alive. You try something and think, is this it? Am I enjoying this? I can't even tell. If that resonates with you, please hear this. That is not a personal failure. That is what happens when a person has been running on autopilot for too long. And it's more common than you think. But here's where I want to offer you something really freeing. Something that I think changes the whole conversation. You are not supposed to enjoy everything. I know. That sounds obvious when you say it out loud. But think about how much pressure we put on ourselves to be happy about everything, to find passion in every corner of our lives, to wake up every day feeling like we're in some kind of motivational movie montage. That's exhausting. And honestly, that's not real life. A life you actually enjoy doesn't mean a life without boring meetings, difficult days, or tasks you'd rather skip. It doesn't mean constant excitement or nonstop happiness. That's not joy. That's just noise with good lighting. Real enjoyment is quieter than that. It's the feeling of doing work that matters to you, even when it's hard. It's having relationships that feel safe and real. It's spending at least some part of your day doing something that makes you feel like you, not a performance of you, not the version of you that other people expect, but actually, genuinely you. And finding that? It requires a little exploration, a little trial and error, a little willingness to try something and say, nope, not for me, without guilt. Think about how you learn a new language. You don't love every part of it, right? Maybe grammar makes you want to close the laptop and go take a nap. Maybe speaking in front of others makes your heart beat a little faster than you'd like. But then, there's that moment. That moment when you understand a joke in English, or you have a real conversation and it just flows, and something inside you lights up. That's the thing you're looking for, in English and in life. Not perfection across the board, just enough honest moments of yes, this is good, to make the harder parts feel worth it. So if you're in a season where enjoyment feels distant or blurry, don't panic. Don't force it. Instead, get curious. Try things. Pay attention to how you feel after, not during, because sometimes good things feel uncomfortable at first, but after. Your enjoyment is still there. It didn't leave you. It's just waiting for you to come looking for it. So we've talked about someday. We've talked about what enjoyment really means. And now I want to get a little more practical with you. Because I believe in giving you things you can actually use, not just ideas that feel good for 5 minutes and then disappear into the air like smoke. Let's talk about 2 things that quietly shape your life more than almost anything else: the people around you and the habits you repeat every day. First, the people. There's an idea you've probably heard before, that you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, I'm not saying you need to go home today and reorganize your entire social life. That would be a little dramatic. But I do want you to think about this honestly. When you spend time with certain people, how do you feel afterward? Do you feel energized, inspired, seen? Or do you feel tired, small, and somehow less confident than before? Because here's the quiet truth. Some people add to your life, and some people, without even meaning to, slowly subtract from it. And if you're surrounded by people who don't believe in growth, who make fun of big dreams, or who see your efforts as something strange or unnecessary, that matters. It shapes what you think is possible for yourself. This is also true in your English learning journey, by the way. The communities you join, the voices you listen to, the people who encourage you versus the ones who say, "Why bother?" They all influence how far you go. So surround yourself as much as you can with people who make you feel like more. Not perfect people, not people without problems, just people who are also trying, also growing, also building something. Now let's talk about habits, because this is where the real magic lives. A life you enjoy is not built in one big dramatic moment. It's built in the small, repeated choices you make every single day. The things you do so regularly that you almost don't notice them anymore. Those are your habits. And they are quietly, constantly building your life, whether you're paying attention or not. The good news is that you don't need to change everything at once. In fact, please don't try. That's a recipe for burnout and a very sad week. Instead, think small, ridiculously small if you need to. Want to read more? Start with 5 pages a day. Want to practice English every day? Start with 10 minutes. Want to feel healthier? Start with 1 glass of water before anything else in the morning. These tiny actions feel almost too small to matter, but they do something powerful. They send a message to yourself. They say, "I am someone who shows up for the things I care about." And over time, that identity becomes the foundation of everything. You are, in the most beautiful way, a tiny architect. Every small choice is a brick, and brick by brick, day by day, you are building something. The only question is, are you building intentionally? Because you absolutely can. And I think you already know that. We're getting close to the end of today's episode, and I want to leave you with something that I hope stays with you. Not just for today, but for a long time. Throughout this conversation, we've talked about someday, about real enjoyment, about the people who lift you up and the habits that quietly build your world. And if I could wrap all of that into one single idea, it would be this. You don't need a perfect life. You need a real one. A real life has messy days and slow weeks. It has moments where you question yourself, where progress feels invisible, where you wonder if any of this is actually working. That's not a sign that something is wrong with you. That's just what building something meaningful actually feels like from the inside. We see other people's lives, especially online, and everything looks so clean, so intentional, so joyful. But that's the highlight reel. Nobody posts the Tuesday afternoon where they sat on the couch feeling stuck and eating crackers for dinner. Nobody shows the 3 failed attempts before the one that worked. Real life is messier, and so much more beautiful for it. Here's what I've come to believe, and I say this with full sincerity. Enjoying your life is a practice, just like learning English is a practice. You don't arrive at a final destination and say, "Done, I now enjoy my life completely and speak perfect English forever." It doesn't work that way. It's something you return to. Every day, you get to make small choices that move you a little closer to the life that feels like yours. Some days you'll do great. Some days you'll forget everything we talked about today, and that's completely fine. You come back, you start again. That's not weakness. That's how it works. And here's the thing about you specifically. Yes, you, the person listening to this right now. You are already doing something that most people don't do. You are investing in yourself. You're learning, growing, showing up. You're listening to a podcast in another language, training your mind, expanding your world. That is not small. Please don't treat it like it is. Every minute you spend growing, whether it's your English, your mindset, your habits, your dreams, is a minute you're spending on the most important project of your life, you. So as you go about the rest of your day, I want you to carry one question with you, just one. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today, even something tiny, that moves me toward the life I actually want? Not someday, today. Because you are not waiting for your real life to begin. It's already happening, right now, in this moment, and you get to decide what you do with it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It genuinely means the world. I'm Charlotte. This is Speak Power Daily, and I will see you in the next episode. Keep building, keep growing, and please, enjoy the ride.